Is it possible there's not power to this gray cord?
It's entirely possible.
Did this switch do anything?
Yeah.
Switch is going on. There we go.
I see power over there now. Oh yeah, you know what I say when something good happens?
Of our interview with Brian McNally.
My relationship with the land is my wife, Gwen Einat. Her father grew up on this farm. His name was George Einat. And it's a very rural part of Pennsylvania, not a lot of opportunity here. So he ended up becoming real good at wrestling. And he got a scholarship to Indiana University and wrestled his way off the farm, basically.
Wow.
Yeah. Big boy.
So basically, Gwen and you control this land now, or
Yeah.
does anybody else from your family come?
Here when we were dating, I loved it right away, man. I was like, wow, you know, it was just so cool. I mean, you can do stuff here you can't do there. You know, you can chop down trees and, you know, just run around with your pants off. I mean, it's just great. You know, there's a lot of freedom here. The farm just represents a ton of freedom for me, and that's what I've always loved about it. Yeah, I've been coming here a long time.
So,
All right.
you're Mark Armentrout.
I'm Mark Armentrout, Sheep Fiends member, any number of years, uncountable years.
Uncountable years.
I spent a lot of time thinking about if there's any sort of personal transformation I want to go through. Almost in a men's weekend sort of way, but it's like, gotta get away from everything, get away from work, get away from my habits, get away from all the things that I'd be happy to lose or change. And then once I get out here, I realize I don't want to fucking work on anything like that.
Where's the beer?
Yeah, exactly.
So, Matthew Kramer.
Bonjour.
How did you get mixed up with the crazy Sheep Fiends? I believe you were another one who was there pretty much at the beginning.
I was, yes, 1992. Well, let's see. I met my first friend at DePaul was Brian McNally, and then he introduced me to this wacky dude who used to wear a green fatigue jacket and never tie his shoes, and Cameron, and we all became friends. So it was one night over at the apartment they had on Sheridan. Brian was had started to record us when we would hang out and play. And I played a song and sang a song completely improvised about chocolate. To this day, it's one of the best songs I ever did. Saying, "Did you get that?" And Cameron said, "Oh, no." Sorry, we weren't recording.
I remember some of those early jams. I was just very confused by them.
Yeah.
And there's a video of me being very confused. I think the Sheep Fiends video has video footage of there being an excellent jam for the time going on, and the phone rang, and I was trying to get Cameron's attention to come answer the phone about the jam, like the dork that I was. So.
All right, I'm gonna shut it, okay?
Let me try it. Maybe I get the magic touch. Wow, good job, Sid.
What are we? There's supplies. There's actually more supplies than woodworkers. Okay, let's look under L for log.
Under B for burnables.
Yeah, right. T for timber. Nice to have you along. Log cabins.
Oh, that'd be a lot of wood.
Logging companies.
We'd like half a log cabin, please.
Yeah, right. I want very short walls.
Eastern exterior wall only, please.
That's not good.
I got nothing.
I know, it's not good.
Locks and locksmiths and log cabins. That's all I've got. There's got to be somebody who's selling firewood, but usually, unfortunately, it's usually a sign in somebody's yard that says firewood for sale with a number 4. But
paper, and your cardboard. Set them in the side of the garage because we need to burn. burn, 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 burn. All the things that burn, 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 burn. I hope it's not much to burn, 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 burn. Hope it's not much to burn, 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 burn. Rises up from the ground, orange embers abound, floating through the air. Glow emits round, embers all around, floating through the air. Beware, take care, there's embers in these. Take care, there's embers in the air. Beware, take care, there's embers in the air. We'll burn, 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 burn.
So you were Brian Cameron, one of the founders of the Sheep Fiends.
I am, yes. Yeah, I remember when I used to live at 4134 North Sheridan. It was this tiny little apartment, and around that same time, Brian McNally was my roommate, and we used to play Grateful Dead songs in this apartment, and Sid would come over and bring DeLon sometimes, and Kramer would often join us, and it was maybe about a year after we started playing together that Brian McNally stopped playing with the group for a while because he joined the Hidden, and he was more focused on that musically. And then I think around the time, Scratch, that you started playing with the group, around 1998, was when Brian McNally and Kramer, because Kramer had been living in Madison where he went to school for a few years.
Okay.
It's been a pretty similar lineup, I think, within the group since then.
All right, here we are. Well, I like to introduce people. You are Sid Price.
That is my name.
Longtime member of the Sheep Fiends, I believe, once again, yet someone else there from the very beginning or very near the very beginning.
Well, technically it was the three of us, me, Brian, and Brian. Me, Brian McNally, and Brian Cameron, and me. There's still three of us, no matter how many times you say it. it was us just jamming for a while, and eventually I invited some friends. So friends like Monica and Meg and a lot of other people who have ceased to be part of the Sheep Fiends anymore, but they were part of the early scene of the Sheep Fiends. And of course, McNally had his friends, and Brian had his friends. And from that, it grew to the greatness that it still is.
Okay, I'm here interviewing Mike Skro, better known to some of his friends as Scratch. And we're talking about Farm Jam. So your thoughts, I would like to know what you thought when the Farm Jam 1 was first proposed. Maybe some of your expectations of the farm, or how you thought maybe the whole thing would go down.
Oh, wow. Well, I'd have to say this isn't really what I thought of as a farm. I guess growing up in Indiana, a farm meant a big square full of corn. Yeah, I didn't really know what to think. I mean, it sounded pretty interesting, but I'm not like a camping guy. But
Okay.
The house here,
Right, you didn't know what the house looked like, and
I had no idea what the deal was. So,
okay. Did you think it sounded like a good idea?
Oh yeah, no, it sounded like a really good time. Yeah.
Cool.
Definitely.
Okay, so I guess that's what keeps you coming back then.
Well, yeah, and I mean, you guys are all great to hang out with, but also being able to play through an amplifier.
Yeah.
Able to play really loud. I mean, I love the Rumpus Room and I love our recording studio, but
right.
My effects pedals do something a little different when they're blasted out of a speaker. Just straight into a quarter inch. So how do you feel about the drive? You enjoy the drive? Is the drive tedious?
I like the drive, actually. Especially I think because you, Scratch, sing so many songs about how horrible Ohio is. And so whenever I drive through it, I always find consolation in the fact that I don't find it to be quite nearly
glad I set the bar nice and low for us there. Do you have a favorite drive memory? Something that happened driving either way ever at one of these farm jams?
Yeah, that would have to be the Superman truck.
Super truck, yes.
Super truck.
Yeah.
On the way back, after the Farm Jam 1.
Yeah, it was the original Farm Jam.
And Brian was driving his pickup truck, and all the gear was tied down with bungee cords and a
tarp. Yeah.
And the tarp came off, and it was waving like a cape. We were laughing about it behind him, wondering if some box was going to fly out and smash into our windshield.
And then if an accident happens like right now, we'll have it well documented. Okay, that's as close as I need you. It's like he's in the Superman car.
Superman!
Oh, did you just lose a bungee or did it tear? I wonder if I lost a bungee on the back.
As I'm madly texting McNally, telling him to pull over. Fortunately, we got it all sorted without any serious problem. Just a few laughs. But that was fun.
Think about the Midwest of America, there's this grand amount of empty space. It's not really empty space at all. It's quite the earth, but we are we're zooming through it. Get from one town to another, and of course Ohio. I trust that I have some friendship in your mind for the Ohio being perhaps a bit difficult to go through.
Yes, yes.
Being so very flat and full of cops. But even so, it's very interesting to watch the earth change as you go through from Chicago to like the rest of it, and then back into these places. The hills, of course, are without doubt some of the most beautiful places that I know of in this country, and it is only recently coming here that I've really got to know them. I would count this as a really good experience of understanding a very ancient land, a very ancient part of the land, with an ancient people, ancient culture, which should be respected and is often not.
So you've driven across country, so you don't mind the drive so much.
No, I like driving. And it actually was funny this time. This is the first farm jam since I got a new job, and I drive about 100 miles a day with my new job. I drive hour 15 in the morning, hour and a half home. So, I'm close to 3 hours a day sometimes on the road already, just going back and forth to work. So, since I've been doing that, it was a breeze. I was like, oh, we're 400 miles down, only 100 to go. Oh, wow, it's going to be daytime still when we get there. Amazing. So,
okay.
No, I like the drive.
East side, the west side, the north side, the south side, the west side, the east side, the north side, the south side. Gotta find myself in the middle. Wanna find myself in the middle. I don't wanna cause no trouble. I'm happy to reside in the middle. It's so comfy that no war ever pants in my hand. Me really cares about what we see. It's not quite aim, but not really are. But not quite hard. Here I am, here I stand, for freedom in the middle. Here I am, here I stand, for glory in the middle. Here I am, here I stand, for freedom in the middle. Here I am, here I stand, for freedom in the glory of it all.
Well, the Respects, the grocery store, the first place we stop once we really get, before we come out to the farm, we stop at Respects, the grocery store in town, and that's kind of where you land. It's like you haven't gotten, it's like your lunar lander sets down here. You haven't gotten out of the lunar lander yet into your moon buggy, but it's where you set down, and for me, part of it is, it's just the shock of I'm not at the Whole Foods in Boys Town anymore. So, everything's different about it, but I think the folks who work there enjoy seeing some different weird people come through.
Yes.
They're always very friendly with us, but I think they're amused or bemused with us. No, I just go along with it. McNally's always got a game plan. So again, like feeling like the kids, and he's the dad coming to the grocery store. He knows what we need. Although now that we've done it 4 or 5 times, even teams without McNally can execute the plan.
It's true.
You know, Riesbeck's is always an interesting experience. It is not my favorite part of the trip, I will say. It's a little chaotic for someone like myself, you know, and the last 2 years I take my cues from McNally, who's kind of thinking about menus. I always kind of make a point of buying some vegetables, because you know you figure a bunch of dudes on a trip. Vegetables isn't on the forefront of everyone.
That's correct. Yes.
Right. And you know, I'm always kind of thinking, okay, we got to get some hot sauce. Right.
Seems like we got a lot of hot sauce.
Yeah, so at this point we have 3 years worth.
But we understand that sometimes hot sauce gets sacrificed inadvertently, so therefore an overabundance of hot sauce stacks the odds in our favor.
You can't have too much hot sauce or condiments. Yeah, I mean, so it's become a ritual, right, going to Riesbeck's. And it's always fun chatting with the ladies at the register. You know, because they're different than the ladies at the register in Chicago.
Yes, they are different.
It's a different cultural experience for them and for us.
Yeah, so we leave the grocery store, we drive up along the hills, and it starts feeling good. The minute you leave the grocery store, you see the Dairy Owl, and it's still open, and you know, the memories of the Dairy Owl come back, and you're just glad to see that it's still there. Drive up the hill, drive through that little town, the people out mowing their lawns, people wondering who are these yahoos with the windows down, blaring whatever sort of weird music we're blaring. For me, the good feelings start on that drive, coming through that little town that's in the valley. You get up on the hill, there's some beautiful views up there, so the sense of fun and peace and beauty, especially because we always seem to have a nice day for that, really hits you out once we come up there, come across that ridge and see all that. Pull in, come down the driveway, get out of the car and just kind of immediately ready to kick back and relax, have a good time, catch up with everybody.
It's the sunrise.
We're here at Farm Jam 5. We're thinking about possibly having a structure fire on this per the advice of Brady, our local volunteer fire department representative. Right now, though, my worry is that if we catch fire to this building, these trees here are going to turn into an inferno, the likes of which we're probably not going to be able to control. So, in order to prevent any catastrophes, we're going to chop these trees down and maybe get some firewood for the outside fires, not the inside because it's a pine. And yeah, here we go.
Post chopping interview. How'd it go? How do you feel?
Honestly, it was a little more difficult than I thought. I hadn't given the tree enough credit.
Well, it spent many years building itself up to what it was, only for you to tear it down in about 15. How does that make you feel? Like a monster?
Kind of. Yeah, I'm a bit of a sociopath.
Or a guy just getting stuff done. I think that's...
Wait. Hold on. No sense in having an engine.
Oh, it's too late.
Okay, quickly, here comes. Oh my God. That was exquisite. Did you get it on tape? I didn't.
Tape?
Did you get it on tape, guys?
Tape? Now, I know before we came out here, we'd talked, and You'd had hopes that perhaps we could do a formal sound check for once. And I see once again that your plot has been foiled by the ambling ways that we approach the craft.
It's something to strive for.
Stretch objective. Just need a few more years to get it down.
Good communication, is always a process of improvement, and that applies, I think, musically as well. Yeah, so that's sort of my favorite, thing. Is just like when we get into these grooves, where everybody's locked and all the gears are meshing, I don't really care what genre is particularly. I mean, sometimes rock is a lot more fun to play than spacey.
Yeah.
On the drums, spacey doesn't do anything. It's just like,
right.
How many cymbals can you hit?
I think two, because that's what you have on your set.
I don't know. It's just sort of lame for me.
I do like the trance stuff. I think the trance stuff is something that we don't do all the time. I think we have enough in it that it happens enough that it's representation. But I do believe that the jammy stuff, the really heavy stuff, I love that too. I really think that's gorgeous. But if I had a choice of be locked up on an island somewhere, and I had the choice of having enough Sheep Fiends trancey material, I think I'd be all right.
I like songs that start mellow and with a groove that actually feels danceable. I kind of let go of caring, if you follow me, and happier accidents occur.
After 23 years of playing together, I think it's no surprise that most people in the group can play 5 instruments. Because, the Sheep Fiends really provide a great environment for allowing people to feel comfortable, I think, picking up something new and noodling around. I think everybody in the group understands that nobody really cares if you sound bad.
Yeah, exactly. Just if you stay out of tune for more than 10 minutes.
The art of improvisation. It's a lot of fun playing in a group that doesn't really require any practicing. That you can, at the end of the day, feel like you've made a ton of great music, and you didn't have to deal with the time investment that rehearsals require.
Right.
My favorite farm jam sounds are the songs like where the electric mandolin totally doesn't fit. So the up-tempo or fast drums, like Cameron on bass and you on guitar. Like if I had to pick only one song, it would be some combination of the three of you, with Scratch on guitar, Cameron on bass, and McNally on drums. And like anything else that could be going on would be adding to that or secondary to that. That's the core for me. And I'm more than happy to just open a beer and sit outside the garage and just listen to that as long as it'll go on. And the fact that I might not be playing in it really makes no difference. So, yeah, actually, I think my favorite Sheep Fiends farm jam genre is the one that I'm usually not playing.
chomp, grow the stomp. This'll be on your head. Scratch, scratch, your brain goes crash. Soon you wish you were dead. I'm distracted by loud casket. Could be better, could be much worse. I'm distracted by loud casket.
Stratocaster did make us. Gonna get branded. Farm Jam 3. This is the branding.
Yeah! That's really cool. Looks like a Cyrillic one.
Who all's here? Everybody's here. Look at us all. Look at everyone here. Okay, back to this. Okay, alright, let's do some more letters, dude. Come on. Let's slather this fucking thing with branding. Let's do it.
Is it because you don't like this guitar? Because you do like this guitar. I mean, hold the mic. He doesn't care about the guitar. God! Now you got an F.
Yes! I mean, it's
You'll have a very unique...
It's a Mexican Strat. It's like a $200 Strat. It's not like I'm going to sell it for a bunch of money if I don't brand it.
You're kind of being Jimi Hendrix in a small way. Frequency. Should put an A on your chest.
You probably have to do this one long, like the first time you do it. Like when you got that R, it's pretty good.
Is it burning your hand, dude?
A little bit. We don't know what the letters are going to be.
Don't hurt your... I know. It's like a random selection. It's like a Ouija board guitar or something.
I hope this isn't a symbol that summons demons.
It sucks when you accidentally do that. There's a symbol.
Wow.
It's like a little man. It's like a burning man.
The burning cow.
Oh. Oh my God.
Wow.
That's weird.
The fire is burning. It wants to be heard.
Wow.
And Sid's little ponderance is very disturbed. And once upon a time, I chewed on a bird, and so did you. Bird chewing man.
Brandon.
Hi, Brandon.
What'd you do on your 5th birthday?
Went to lunch.
I worked in the coal mines all the day long. It was hard to breathe sometimes.
No, wait. That's exactly what you just said.
A chubby face. Alright, back to the riff.
Riff cow.
Riff cow.
Riff cow.
Just push harder. Oh, but don't hurt yourself.
Too late. Brian, you're very close to being the metal.
Riff.
Let's see it, man. Let's see it. Put the light there. It's riff.
Yes.
So I had this idea, let's play Frisbee golf on Farm Jam. I love Frisbee. And so we've done this 3 times now. We actually just finished Farm Jam 5 Frisbee golf, and I won back my crown.
Yes, you did. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, yes. And now I'm, I don't know where exactly I'm going to wear this. It's not exactly in keeping with my politics. But I mean, for me, that's a lot of fun and a lot really special, being on top of a hill with all the guys making animal sounds. Well, the sun is setting, you know.
All right, okay. Okay, all right, okay, all right. Okay, wait, okay, all right, wait. Hang on there. Hold up, okay? All right, I'm gonna start the song, okay?
Please go easy on my car.
On the log pile.
Oh, I
Holy cats, dude. Nice, man. Airmailed it.
I told you to take it easy with my car.
I did not think it was going to happen.
Are you the Frisbee golf champion? Front seat of the Jeep, that is the goal. Front seat of the Jeep, that is the goal. What's the par for that, 3 or 4? I don't know. Just try to throw it through the passenger door. Hey, wait, don't you smash my car like that. Oh no, oh no, oh no. 9 holes, they made 'em up when we went into town. 9 holes, it sounded like it would bring smiles, get rid of all frowns, but now I'm throwing a disc at you. That's right. Cork throws, Brian throws, Matt throws. I don't know who's next. I'm sweating like a whore on 9/11. I'm figuring conduit with a lemon. No wait. How can I imitate what I don't understand? Conduit man.
You like hanging out by the fire, or is it,
Absolutely love it. I love hanging out by the fire every year, every night, whether it's cold or hot.
Yeah.
Fires of any size. I wouldn't say hanging out by the fire is more or less a highlight than playing music, but it's a critical, fantastic part of the weekend. And as you go, you look at the bench out there, or you look at the thumb piano I brought. Reminded of the branding iron we had one year at the fire. So even with a small fire, you can have fun surprises. It's great, and it just makes it hard to go to sleep.
Yeah.
You miss something exploding.
It's true. You never know where it's going.
Yeah.
Not quite the biggest fire ever just yet.
It jumped.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
I thought that was happening again.
think it's going. Wow. Look at that fucking tornado of flame in there, man.
Check it out over here, McDowell. Hold on. Gotta throw my hand grenade first. Man, I can totally feel it.
Did you throw the food in?
Oh, not yet.
Oh my.
Yeah, I think at some point, like, metal fatigue is going to...
Doesn't it sound like popcorn?
Oh, the metal, yeah, you can hear it, like, expand.
Dude, look at the smoke.
It's only half of the building.
I hope there's nothing explosive. Oh, is that?
Good God.
Oh, yes! The left is on fire now. Oh, my God.
Oh, dude.
Fire has been our element. All humanish people, all human people, all colors, all places in the world, we all use fire. Even as primitive or as complicated as we get. But the thing is, what was the fire? The fire was the place that we had safety from the other animals. And we've been doing this since before we were Homo sapiens. We were doing this since we were like Homo habilis, anyway, for like 2 million years ago. Our apish people would look at the fire in the safe space where the tiger can't get them. And they start talking. And that's like us, man. And they also made music. And that's us, man. It's us so long. It's before we were. You know, and it's all about the fire. And our ability to use and harness that.
That is just fucking insane.
Look at it. It's like white. It's white. Look at the flame. It's fucking white. Oh man, let's get ready.
Billowing smoke.
Yeah, absolutely, Mark. Thank you.
Billowing smoke swirls around. Billowing smoke. Billowing smoke swirls around. It's in my mind. It's in my eyes. It's up my nose. It's down my throat. Into my lungs. Through the corpuscles of my blood brain. Don't you see?
I know, it's like valiantly holding the fight. I'm just waiting for backup.
Time it goes on. The fires burn on.
Yeah, we're never gonna top this. I'll run screaming for my life if we do. So.
Get the occasional cinder right in your eye, and your eye is red, and the same is white, and the sky is blue, and you know that you must do it till the end of your time. At least not the end of time. That's ridiculous. As the embers pulse, throb, center of the bottom lattice of the white pickle table, chunks fall into the fire. Soon will collapse, arise. Flames a mile high. That might be a slight exaggeration. Flames a mile wide. Alright, we're alive, so that's not true. But anyway, we were impressed. Breadth and density of the flames. Orange, yellow, blue, orange, yellow, blue, orange, yellow, blue, orange, yellow, blue all day. Someone's shoes melted that night. Puddle of goo following him around. He used to get the sole of his boots. That's how hot she burned. That legendary pyre of the 3rd annual installment of the Farm Jam. PA.
You're over there. What is burning over there?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough because if it's somebody that plays with the Sheep Fiends, then, I mean, you've got that bond already,
Right.
you know. If it's someone who plays music but has never done, like, improv with Sheep Fiends, it's a little tougher. I imagine that sounds kind of intimidating to people.
Yeah.
Hey, just come plug in and play, man.
Yeah, just
We'll make it
drive 8
fun.
hours and hang out for 3 days.
Just drive 9
Did I
hours.
mention there's no internet?
We're going to record it, and we're going to judge whether it's good or bad, but have a good time. You know?
Did I mention there's no internet?
Oh, you want to call your loved ones? Sorry. Fine, here. It's the farm.
Most of the moments that I remember the most and treasure the most are specific memories of us playing together. I remember Farm Jam 2 Sunday night. The first 3 farm jams, Sunday night was always a really explosive blast of energy. Farm Jam 4 was the first farm jam that Sunday night was kind of a last gasp. So I'm hoping this year at Farm Jam 5 Sunday night returns to the tradition of having a explosive blowout ending. With Farm Jam 1 with Scratch singing last song in the Farm Jam, that's just such an anthem of a song. That was a great ending.
Mm-hmm.
And Farm Jam 2 had that sweet in the middle, really clever ending. I really appreciate it when the Farm Jam is fun musically all the way up to the last minute.
Right.
And then, of course, burning the house down was fantastic. But I always enjoy a lot of the meals, too, where, just funny little things come out of different things that happen, It's all about... And that fawn this year was really cool.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of cool stuff. Driving the Jeep around was awesome. When that deer, hopped up out of nowhere. I don't know if you remember that. That was crazy. Yeah, it's been cool, though. I like seeing the wildlife. It's just... You never know what's going to happen, And that's part of the beauty of it. It's controlled chaos.
Once people start setting up in the garage, I feel like I've got to get my act together and get my equipment out and get it set up. Or there just won't be a spot for me. I'll be standing outside the garage again like I was the first year.
Yes, I remember that. Yes.
You got to get in. You got to get in. Stake a claim for space. That's the only obligation. To do at a certain time is to make sure you got your little corner of the garage.
So let's talk about tragedies at the Farm Jam. We've been here five years straight now, and I don't think we've legitimately had a tragedy at the Farm Jam, which I think is good.
I disagree. I think the time where you had to leave early was I counted that as a real fucking loss. I mean, that was definitely in the lose column, and every time we burned something, we'd be like, man, I wish Scratch was here. Every time some song was lame and spacey, I'd be like, God, I wish Scratch was here, that was a fact, So that would count for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, everybody the whole weekend, because we didn't know what was going on. I mean, we were all concerned,
right?
Especially given your history. So, but aside from that, no. I mean, nobody's gotten hurt or had to go to the hospital.
Yeah, I mean, Cameron broke his glasses. Had to go to Pittsburgh to get them replaced.
Right. You had to go to Vision Works or whatever.
Several bottles of salsa have been sacrificed to the kitchen floor.
Yeah.
Have there been ticks? Have people gotten ticks here? I think a little bit.
I want to say Matt. It's possible. But
I mean,
the Kenwalls. That was really
the Kenwalls, exactly.
that was actually one of my other favorite memories, where I was coming around the corner and all I hear is what do you think he's gonna say? What do you think who's gonna say?
I remember that. We were going to cover it up. We were working on a conspiracy.
Yeah, right. It was the cabal was in place, but we didn't have time to execute.
Yeah. Speakers.
You're nodding at us like we know what to do.
I'm taking a video.
He's taking a video. I'm gonna pinch him in the butt.
Whoa! Oh no, it might go in. See, that's only a joke people from our bedroom would understand. That's gonna sound really bad on that videotape.
Oh, I laughed like a little girl.
Right? This is the kind of thing that they're keeping the people around here from thinking that we're okay because we're from the city and shit, so we're Democrat or blue. And then, of course, they have to be in the country, so they have to fucking, be red and Republican, because that's what they're told, not a TV. And this kind of shit is like something, man, to people who like watch too goddamn much television. And the thing about this, man, is this, my friend is making the show.
It's better
and
than
that's
television.
my friend too. So we should watch our own damn television and share it with people, right, who are also in to what we are doing.
He likes YouTube too.
Alright, so there's a gigantic bee's nest inside my keyboard.
What?
There's a bee's nest inside my Casio.
Are you fucking
I've
kidding?
seen 6 bees fly into a hole now while we were jamming.
That's crazy.
So we've got some rain, but what do you think would be the best way to get these bees out of my fucking keyboard?
I want to make sure to record Scratch getting stung as he gets bees.
Does anyone have anaphylactic problems?
No, just with the concept. I don't think so.
Of swelling like a balloon. That last one was pretty funny. Do you have like a bottle of Mountain Dew or something?
Wait, I need to film the bees.
Yeah, I think we should at least take the time to make sure that we get the bees going into the keyboard.
I don't see any bees.
That's okay. There was one that just went in. There'll be another.
I wonder what they like in there. What have you been putting in there?
Warmth. Yeah.
Love.
And a 9-volt power supply on their back.
So they're coming in this little hole right here?
Quarter-inch. No, the quarter-inch jack in the back here.
Oh, I thought I saw one go.
I saw one come right out of there.
Right there?
I thought I saw one go. Yeah, no, Fez is right. It's that whole Fez is pointing to. It's this one right here. That's what they're going. I swear to God, I just watched it happen.
It's a screw hole. I just saw one climb out of the quarter-inch. That's why I'm like.
That one may not have a screw in it.
Oh.
Yeah, I can see a bee in there. I can totally see a bee moving in the fucking hole. Here it comes out.
Blows the smoke. Oh my God,
See?
you're right.
I got it on camera.
Thank God.
Okay, now we can deal with the problem.
Oh, it's going back in.
All right, now they're building.
Oh, there may even be a screw right in there, too.
Or a bee.
Or bee.
No bees. Oh, you know what? Here, I have a magnetic tip. Here.
Oh, that's...
I don't know if it's going to go all the way in there, but... Of course. Why would it help? Here's the man who attracted all the bees in the first place.
He's the bee whisperer.
That's fucked up. They were building a nest.
There. Any bees in there?
I don't see bees either. This is bullshit. This is like when Geraldo opened Al Capone's vault.
Right. Ah! No.
It's over.
You're only allowed to do that if you can play a cartoon character running. If you were going to sell Farm Jam to somebody else in order to convince them to come, how would you sell it?
I would tell them that they really get away when they come to Farm Jam. You're really getting away from everything. And I know a few guys here have commented on that. I think Mark was talking about that.
Yeah.
How
your cell phone doesn't work.
I don't know how much of it is the fact that there doesn't really seem to be any internet or phone signal down at the farm, but I'm sure that's a big part of it.
That is a huge part of it.
Because I know at Farm Jam 1, I was traumatized for a couple of days, and then I was like, all right. But then other people, even at Farm Jam 2, were like, I can't get the network to work. I'm like, it's over. Forget it. Have a beer. Plug in. So, yeah.
So you'd sell it, just say like a total disconnect from,
There's very little pressure. You kind of do what you want to do. I mean, it's pretty mellow. Everybody's accommodating. Nobody's judgmental, really. So, yeah, it's just a great time, and it really feels like you're out in the wilderness, even though, you know, you're just a short drive away from being able to call 911 to get the fire department down here.
So you find it relaxing when you get out here? Are you immediately relaxed, or do you have to decompress some, or...?
No, I'm immediately relaxed. I think it's a great environment. I look forward to it all year long. Have a nice 3-4 days to avoid city life and sit around and focus on something I really enjoy, music. And I just have the best fortune to have so many friends who are just amazing musicians.
You asked me about some of my favorite moments from farm jams in the past, and I mean, there's always the great stories. You know, of course, the fires are always a highlight. I always enjoy cooking meals because I always get a different partner for that. It's always fun. And you can always just chit-chat with people like that. The music, of course, you know. But that's the whole thing with Farm Jam. It's made up of, you know, there's a showroom at work, and they're saying on the door, it's fantastic. It's like, the next big thing is a million little things. It's a perfect analogy for the farm. It's the big thing is the little things. You know, you walk around and like we saw the fawn in the yard. And the
right. Yeah, watching the baby birds fly for the first time.
Fantastic. You know, that's a moment. One of the favorite times is like is coming out, because I'm usually the first one up. It's like when I come out here and I get the first cup of coffee, and it's just the sun's coming up, and the birds are singing, and it's just utterly quiet, you know, and it's amazing, because people that don't live in the city don't get it. Like, you know, when you're, it's like, listen to that. It's like, what? Like, nothing. It's like, they don't know what a luxury that is. It's just being more in the moment than you can possibly be anywhere else, because you don't have the opportunity for distraction. There's no job, there's no car problems, or, you know, or anything.
You know, just being out in a place that is so quiet, and you know, there's people around, there's other farms around, but we're kind of alone at the same time. We're surrounded by trees, and coming from the density of the city that, you know, you can start to feel stuck in. Being out here is special. You know, there's no other. It's refreshing. It's invigorating. It's like a creative retreat in a way.
Yeah, that's a good description.
It really is. You know, artists go on these creative retreats, and in a way this is.
Go on with it. Fuck. 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 Understand. Yes, we stand. Everyone understand what they're giving to understand in the promised land. the service of what you understand.
Conclusion. Siempre, siempre. The white man will say, he don't know no other way. He don't know no other way. That's his fucking betrayal. Betrayal. Betray, 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 betray.
Okay. Is this yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
But thanks for your aggression in recycling. Or whatever it is we do here.
I'm just gonna get him in the bag and smash him.
Decycling.
That's free chocolate from the trash system.
Ooh.
Somehow the chocolate company was a co-sponsor of the trash system. Please help yourself for that chocolate.
What kinds of chocolate are they? They're all kind of colors.
Various. Oh, it's all like.
Blah, blah, blah. Made from the blood of Hansel and Gretel.
All right. Well, thank you. Got quite a bit of interview here, so thanks, brother.
Sure.
It's always a blast hanging out with you.
Looking for another 23 years of musical mystery. This is my nighttime to shoot me in the day.
Where do you see the Sheep Fiends in 5 years?
You know, you keep thinking somebody's going to drop out, but nobody seems to drop out.
I'd like to see somebody join in.
Somebody's going to drop dead before anybody drops out. So we'll have to see. I think still getting together.
Yeah.
Nobody seems to have a spouse that's demanding they quit, or those people are the people that only show up every 3 or 4 years.
Right.
So like, sure, I'll come. I'm sorry I couldn't come. Fine.
I can only stay for 30 minutes.
Right.
Well, that just about wraps it up for me. I don't really know how to be. Gotta pack it up and head back to Illinois. I don't know why. Oh yes, I do. It's the end of the farm jam. It's the end of the farm jam.
Thanks for hosting the Farm Jam every year.
I'm just so grateful that people are willing to drive 8 hours to engage in this kind of stupidity.
Well, we certainly raised the stakes of stupidity last night, now didn't we?
You know, it's one of those things like they always say should be on your bucket list is to start an irresponsible fire. I guess we can take that one off.
Yeah, I think we can.
Although, to be fair, I mean, if it was really irresponsible, I would have left the trees up.
Yeah, that would have been worrying.
That would have been just dumb. There's a difference between irresponsible and dumb.